and he hit or threw a Coke, but it hit you in the face.
It did. It was full too. Well, and you talked about, TCC and what happened there. There were some things that happened that, ended up being consequences for me making my decision, I mean, something as simple as, when I look back on it now, I don't think it was personal. Coach hit me in the face with a Coke can one time sitting in the dugout. I think you were there for that incident.
I was 10 feet away. We can go ahead and tell that story. That was, and
they drank Diet Coke back then,
Man,
so,
I tell you what, and we were talking about this, and Skylar's back behind the camera. She heard this story down there.
Yeah.
Was talking about it with some of the guys. It was different back then.
It was different.
It was different back then. And this is in the 90s. I played to the program. I was coaching there. I coached there a long time. And he was very, very difficult. And again, through this podcast, you're going to have bosses you don't like.
Yeah.
You're going to have coaches you don't get along with. You're going to have to either figure out a way through it, around it, whatever. You're going to have to figure it out. So the setbacks, the testing, the trials may not be injury.
Yeah.
It may be personality. And
exactly.
This is a personality conflict.
Yeah.
So this was, you'll have to help me with this one because I was trying to draw it up back then. I remember, I don't remember quite what set it up.
Yeah.
What I remember is this. I'm at this end of the dugout, the hitter end of the dugout, because I've got all the books and we're working. You're at that end of the dugout on the pitching book. That's the book that's going on now. My book is how we're dealing here. And something happened. Had you thrown the day before?
No, I hadn't thrown at all. I was just, usually what happened was if you had thrown, that's why you're saying that, you kept the book because you were resting and somebody was on a suspension and I just ended up being odd man out and was voluntold to keep the book.
Right, which I have to have that book accurate.
Yeah, you got to have it accurate.
It's a terrible job.
And it might have been my attention to detail, which is why I was voluntold.
You could trust that Brandon was going to do it right.
Do it.
But we were struggling and he was in a tirade.
He was in a tirade, yeah.
He was in a tirade, which was a very common occurrence
at
that time. And again, he was a very young coach, and he had growing to do. But he hit, so the bench is back here. Then there's stairs, and then it goes up to the field. Mm-hmm. You were on the stairs, had a towel, had the book out there, and he hit or threw a Coke. I'm sure he did not mean to do this. I think he just meant to send it to the other dugout. But it hit you in the face.
It did. It was full, too.
A full can of Coke.
About 6 feet away.
And hit you in the face.
Yeah.
And Coach Hogan is right there. Coach Fuller's there. I'm here. And it was like, oh. And he froze, too.
Yeah.
You did not.
No, I didn't.
You went immediately red. You went into defense mode.
Yeah.
And you were coming.
Well, I don't know about defense. I went more into attack mode.
You went into attack mode. That's right. You were defending yourself.
Yeah.
But the wolf came out. The monster came out. That competitor that we talked about.
Yeah.
And be careful which competitor you're getting.
Yeah,
is it the competitor that competes or is it the competitor that attacks?
Yeah.
And you were coming.
Well, like you said, at 18, I was very much what looked like a man at that time.
You were ready.
So.